Hello and welcome to the Juventus Stadium for tonight's final round of 30 match between Juventus and Napoli. I'm Marco Palmieri, and what a match we have in store tonight. After Catania held AC Milan to a draw, Juventus can reduce the gap at the top to just 2 points. But in their way is a full-strength Napoli team, unbeaten in 9 matches, and they too have a chance to move up the ladder to 3rd spot. Well, alongside me tonight is Patrick Teroni. Good evening, Patrick.
Hello, Marco. Hello, everybody.
Well, who do you think's more motivated tonight now that Juventus know that they are a win away from reducing the gap to 2 points?
Well, it's going to be a really, really close match. I think both teams are very, very motivated. You know, Napoli are coming off this unbeaten streak, and Juventus, of course, are unbeaten for the entire season. They've both got lots to play for, as you mentioned. You know, Juve could also make that 2nd spot almost a certainty with Lazio losing this afternoon, and Napoli, well, what a chance they have. They could go up with Lazio, and that 3rd place could actually become a reality for them. So I think both teams have got lots to play for.
Absolutely. Well, Antonio Conte has fielded a slightly changed lineup to the one that took care of Inter Milan last Sunday night here at the Juventus Stadium by 2-0. To the starting lineup comes Bonucci, and Borriello takes the place of Matri, as well as Lichtsteiner, who returns from suspension. Walter Mazzarri, 3 changes for him as well, to the team that was caught by Catania last weekend. It finished 2-2. Into the defence again, the captain, Paolo Cannavaro, and returning from injury into the starting lineup, of course, is the very influential Christian Maggio. And Gökhan Inler as well comes in for Zemaili, but the 3 at the front for Napoli, they're the ones that do the most damage. Hamsik, Lavezzi and Cavani on 19 goals for the season. And, well, it's Borriello who's still looking for his first goal for Juventus since coming across from Roma. And he's partnered by Vucinic tonight up front for Juventus. We're almost ready to get underway. The referee for tonight is Orsato. He's checking with his linesman. It's a full house once again here at the Juventus Stadium, an electric atmosphere. It's absolutely filled to the rafters. Even the Napoli supporters have come out here in numbers to cheer on their team. As Orsato gets ready to signal time on. Round 30 will come to a close. What an amazing round it's been. Napoli travelling to Juventus will wrap us up for round 30 tonight, and what an incredible 90 minutes we have in store.
Yeah, just to remind the viewers, of course, this game in the first half of the season was a spectacular 3-3 draw, and it could go on along the same lines. You mentioned the formations, the lineups, and I think that's where Mazzarri's obviously gone back to his tried and tested starting 11. Maggio back in the side, and it's on the flanks that we're really going to see whether this game's going to be won or lost for either side, because Antonio Conte has gone for cover. He's gone for Lichtsteiner and De Ceglie on the flanks of midfield for this 3-5-2 formation. So I think that's really where we're going to see if Juve can hang on to these wide men, you know, the Cavani and Lavezzi especially,
sure,
who is going to create so much problems with his pace. It's not the quickest back line, of course, we know that, the Juventus defence, and Lavezzi's caused them problems in the past, so it'd be very interesting. And Borriello, of course, as you mentioned, looking for his first goal. He got the nod ahead of Matri, who's been a little off target recently, so he'll need to prove that he is worth that starting place.
A long ball by Aronica, looking for Cavani, doesn't get there. In the way is Barzagli. It's a 300th presence for Italian presence as a professional for Andrea Barzagli tonight. And a very important member of the Juventus backline, as Orsato has allowed play to continue after that offside. Now De Ceglie, Vidal, Marchisio. Play behind De Ceglie, had to retreat, pressured by Inler. Here we see the Napoli players not giving Juventus an inch to play with early in the match, but a good open up on the right-hand side for Lichtsteiner, who directly goes on goal, and an easy catch for De Sanctis early on.
Well, you know, I spoke about the Juve defence, but Napoli's defence has been leaking goals in recent matches, 7 in the last 3, so that's quite a lot for the Napoli defence. So that's their weak point. Of course, going forward, they're very strong.
Well, we're seeing the league's best defence taking on the league's second best attack. Only Milan have scored more than Napoli. We will see exactly what Juventus can throw at the Napoli defence, as you mentioned, leaking goals of late. But there's a chase involving De Ceglie and Maggio. No shortage of pace in the Italy international, Christian Maggio.
Yeah, Maggio's crucial to Mazzarri's tactics and setup. He really is a very, very important player. And Mazzarri's also been working a lot in training on dead ball situations, with Maggio in particular. Very good header of the ball, and very wary of the big men coming up from the back, Chiellini and Bonucci especially, on dead ball situations. As
Marchisio switches over to De Ceglie's wing now. Vidal on the edge of the area, looking for the insertion of Vucinic. It's taken a deflection. It'll be the first corner of the evening, going to the home team. So a rousing reception here at the Juventus Stadium. Just on 42,000 here to witness this massive occasion. A lot of history and rivalry between these two teams over the years. And as you mentioned, that 3-3 draw, spectacular down at the San Paolo. And it wasn't too long ago that Cavani pulled off a hat-trick against Juventus. And I'm sure Gigi Buffon has that in the back of his mind. He's looking to cancel out that horrific night where he let in 3 goals just by the same player, Edison Cavani. Here's Vidal after that short corner was taken. It's Andrea Pirlo who picks up a great ball down the left. He takes on Maggio, gets past him, and now a chance for the opening goal, but it's gone across the face of goal. An amazing pass from Pirlo, and it just couldn't get the nod on at the far post.
Well, what an opportunity. It was a sweet, sweet pass from Pirlo, who cut inside onto his right foot, and that really should have been the first goal. I don't know how Borriello didn't get on the end of this. Unbelievable. He just, well, I think he did touch it, but ever so slightly. What a chance. Wonderful ball played in, though. That should have been Borriello's first goal.
What a miss from Borriello. And that really would have brought the house down here in the 5th minute of play. The first real chance going to Juventus. And that's a horrific restart from De Sanctis, straight to Vucinic, who couldn't get on with it, couldn't take advantage of the slip-up. As Bonucci goes forward. Lichtsteiner blocked by Zuniga. There'll be a throw-in to Juventus.
Well, you expect Juventus, as always, to start strong here at the Juventus Stadium. You mentioned the atmosphere. It's electric again. It's a full house again. And every time Juve play this season, it's been a real wonderful atmosphere. And they do act like the 12th man. They always start strong. And we could have had an opening goal here after just 5 minutes of play. Well, I said it would be a spectacular game.
Well, it's actually been 5 attempts between these two teams. As we see a cross from Chiellini, with Vidal almost getting a tap on at the far post there, just shy of Vidal's big toe. But I mentioned that in the 5 previous attempts, Juventus have not managed to beat Napoli. That's turning into somewhat of a bogey team for Juventus. The last time that Juventus won in the league was back in 2009. It was a solitary goal by Claudio Marchisio. Of course, this is also the precursor to another big showdown between these two teams. On the 20th of May this year, we will see the Coppa Italia final between Juventus and Napoli played down at the Olimpico in Rome. So,
absolutely. But, you know, all thoughts are towards the league at the moment. They won't be thinking about that now. It's all about trying to close the gap on Milan for Juventus and trying to get that 3rd place. Napoli desperate, really desperate to get into the Champions League again. Next season they did so well this season.
Absolutely.
They really want to get back there, you know, financially speaking as well, but, you know, the players really want to live and breathe that European atmosphere.
They've had a taste of it now, and they don't want to let it out of their sights. Walter Mazzarri as well.
And it's well within their reach, really, because they've been on this great run, Napoli, and they have caught Lazio, who have been faltering recently. So it's really there for the taking.
As Pirlo is unable to grasp onto that ball, Gargano going forward for Cavani. There's a sprint on involved here now between Barzagli and Cavani. The Italian international
showing good pace there, actually, up against Cavani.
So Cavani puts the pressure on the Juventus defender. As Vidal chips it down. It's the good pass away to Pirlo now, who can open up play for Juventus. Over halfway goes Giorgio Chiellini. Vucinic avoids the challenge of Campagnaro, gets the ball away to Chiellini. A deflection off Gargano, favouring Juventus. It'll be a throw-in for the home team.
Yeah, they're really, they've started well, Juventus. They're squashing Napoli inside their own half. Chiellini and even Barzagli coming forward at the other end, leaving just Bonucci at the back. And
Vidal sits. Well, Vidal on the edge of the area there, looking for a shot on goal. Napoli unable to get on with it now. Vidal forward for Borriello. The flag's raised. It'll be offside against Marco Borriello.
Yeah, it was a good ball by Vidal, just offside from the replay. It was just the other side of his man.
But you mentioned Juventus definitely starting this match full steam ahead. They really haven't allowed Napoli to get into their rhythm. We're only 9 minutes into the match. Marchisio, Chiellini. Good little flick on from Vucinic, has been challenged here. A late call from Orsato, but the free kick has been awarded. Inler the culprit. Juve coming off 3 big wins against Fiorentina, Milan in the Cup semi-final, and then, of course, last weekend against Inter. They are full of confidence, and as I mentioned, now they know, which is the difference between this match last Sunday night at Milan. Or rather, it was last Saturday. No, it was last Sunday night, exactly. They know that Milan have slipped up, and it's there for the taking. Is a chance with Borriello. Again, unable to find the back of the net. The cross this time from Lichtsteiner couldn't get deflected on.
That was very good movement, actually, from Borriello. He tried to get in front of his marker. It was an excellent cross.
Here's Campagnaro.
Well, you know, the criticism, Marco, of Juve all season long has been that they haven't got this forward that can really put it in the back of the net on a regular basis. You know, top scorers Matri, but they don't have an Ibrahimovic. They don't have someone who's scoring 20 goals a season. We saw there again a half chance this time. It wasn't as easy, of course, as the earlier chance. It was a harder ball to control. Certainly came in at pace, but maybe someone more used to scoring, shall we say, than Borriello, who's still trying to find his feet and his real form since his move. Just couldn't quite direct it towards goal.
On the bench, of course, plenty of goal-scoring talent for Antonio Conte, with, of course, Alessandro Del Piero, Quagliarella, Giaccherini and Alessandro Matri, all goal scorers.
Napoli just seem a little bit out of the game at the moment, a little bit shy. They haven't quite got out of their own half yet. They've really been pegged back. I mean, it's early, but they just haven't quite settled down into their game.
There's a throw in now by Campagnaro. Napoli desperate to get out of their own half, as this time it's Lichtsteiner that beats Lavezzi to the ball. A long ball forward for Borriello. Out comes De Sanctis to make a comfortable catch. as he opens up play on the left-hand side for Juan Zuniga, Colombian. Back inside for Gargano. Here's Marek Hamsik. Hamsik has already scored 5 goals against Juventus. He's one of their favourite targets in Serie A. Now Pirlo. Again, poor control from Borriello. Gargano. Cavani. Ball going over the top of the Uruguayan, allowing Chiellini to recover. Forward for De Celia. A bit of a hit and hope forward for De Celia. Couldn't get the ball to De Celia now as Hamsik now for Lavezzi. Hamsik's a chance here. Hamsik has got around Buffon, but he made it too difficult for himself. He went too wide and couldn't get the shot away. At 13th minute, and a chance for Napoli.
Yeah, that was an excellent chance, and that's exactly what I was saying. Hamsik, when he turns and runs at the defence, and he did very well here, you've got to say, he stayed on his feet. Buffon may have touched him, but it was ever so slight. Hamsik didn't go down, didn't look for the penalty, knew he'd taken the ball too long. He stayed on his feet, but excellent chance.
Brilliant work up and lead-up play as well. The 1-2 with Lavezzi in such tight spaces. They are absolutely very talented players, of course, Lavezzi, as far as assists are concerned.
He showed very good strength in holding off Chiellini, did Hamsik. My word, that was a risk taken on the edge of the box by Zuniga.
Now Napoli can counter-attack as they do now. Lavezzi sprints away, plays it forward for Cavani, but Barzagli was ever so necessary there to tip the ball away just in the nick of time to beat Cavani.
Well, that's what I was talking about. I mean, it was the flag was up in the end, so it's going to be a Juve ball. But look at the pace, Lavezzi going away from his man, and he could have gone alone there through the middle. That's how quick he is. They really need to watch him.
Now Bonucci.
The good thing about these two sides is that we are going to see attacking football. They're two teams who always look to win and score goals, so there's not going to be too much worry for at the back.
As the call goes against Borriello here. Napoli are so gifted and so amazing as far as the counter-attack, executing the counter-attack is concerned. They really know how to turn defence into attack, and they'll try and catch the Juventus back line out as much as possible tonight, especially as Juventus, of course, will flood forward and try to keep possession in the Napoli half. Hamsik out now for Campagnaro. Put in a cross here, or use Maggio inside for Inla. Quickly pressed by Vucinic, gets the ball away to Campagnaro. The Italo-Argentine gets away from Vucinic, but it's a foul.
Yeah, it's a silly foul as well from Vucinic. I mean, it's good that he's pressing his man, but really from that kind of position, he's just given away a silly foul now, and good ball can be whipped in. Napoli going to pile players up into the box, and that was unnecessary. Campagnaro wasn't going anywhere anyway from that kind of position.
So up comes Cannavaro and Campagnaro into the Juventus area as the fourth official on the sideline telling Lavezzi where to place the ball.
Yeah, he did move it a few metres forward, Lavezzi.
Up steps Lavezzi, swings it in, it's taken a deflection and it's still not cleared. Cavani now leaves it for Zuniga, trying to filter the ball forward. Cross comes Chiellini and plays it into space.
I'm just going to interrupt you there, Marco, because I am absolutely sure that was handball by Vucinic on the edge of the box. I don't believe he got that with his chest. I think he cleared that ball with his arm, and I'd like to see a replay.
The Lavezzi free kick.
The free kick. Well, maybe we'll get it once the ball goes out of play, but that was, judging from our position, that looked to me as if it were handball.
Here's Zuniga cutting back inside, getting away from Lichtsteiner, plays the ball into the area. Chiellini with the intercept, straight to Inla. Cavani, now Hamsik. The Slovakian finds Zuniga. Gargano, quickly shut down by Pirlo, gets the ball inside, and Lavezzi slipping over, and then it's Maggio that's taken a tumble as well in the area as the ball breaks kindly to Vidal. He's got Vucinic open on the left-hand side. He uses him. Borriello shut down by Inler. Play on, says the referee, as Borriello goes to ground, complaining once again to the referee. But Orsato has none of it. And now Marchisio running straight at the Napoli goal. Vucinic wasn't aware of the presence of Maggio. He didn't get a call from his teammates, and Maggio dispossessed him rather cleanly.
Now, silly mistakes from Juventus, because Borriello really should have laid the ball off quicker on that occasion. And then Vucinic, well, now he didn't know that Maggio was coming up behind him. It was beyond me. The whole stadium must have given him a shout.
Zaronica plays it forward, straight to Bonucci. Here's Barzagli. Lichtsteiner. Vucinic flicking it on for his strike partner Borriello. Arrives a tad late and allows Campagnaro to get to the ball first. Now Aronica, Zuniga. Napoli still taking their time to get out of their own half, and now the foul by Lichtsteiner allows a free kick to be given. And Napoli will have a little easier time in getting out of their own half now with Campagnaro.
Yeah, they've settled though, Napoli, last 5 minutes. After that chance created by Hamsik, they've certainly settled into the game and they look a lot more confident.
Here's Vucinic as Borriello slightly overrunning, and a bit of miscommunication between Vucinic and Borriello.
Yeah, on that occasion I thought Vucinic could have actually turned and taken the ball himself. He tried to play it early as if there were a man behind him, but he was clear. And he could have had a run at the defence. Vucinic, of course, one of the untouchables for Antonio Conte this season. We haven't seen him play that often in just a front two. Generally tends to play wide in a front three.
As Campagnaro does well to intercept and then maintain. Well, no, he fell over and lost the ball. Pirlo recovers. Lavezzi trying to steal the ball away from Pirlo. Marchisio leading Cavani and Lavezzi to the ball, getting it back to Barzagli. Now here's rather to Bonucci. Here's Barzagli. Marchisio. Pirlo. This time a rare mistake from Andrea Pirlo. Very rare do we see him not connect his passes. As Zuniga is bowled over by Vidal. He thought he could get away with it, but the referee's whistle was forthcoming.
Well, yeah, that was certainly a foul, but that's where Vidal is so good. He catches players so quickly. He's so good at stealing possession back, and he does that just by creeping up on players. We saw there again, Zuniga just took one turn too many, and Vidal was straight onto him. This time it was a foul, but often he comes away with the ball.
There's another offside decision, goes against Napoli, and this time it's Lavezzi who's caught offside. You mentioned the two at the front with Vucinic and Borriello. This is the second consecutive time that Conte's gone for a 3-5-2. We saw it last week against Inter, and again against Napoli as Deschelles cuts a good ball inside, but there's nobody home for Juve. Zuniga can't clear it. Vidal does a brilliant job in denying Cavani possession. It would have been very dangerous, as now the teams are slightly stretched. Marchisio getting away from Inler. The Swiss midfielder fouls, and Marchisio getting ready to take a quick free kick is pulled back by Andrea Pirlo.
Yeah, it was really good work by Marchisio. He couldn't see the pass, the easy pass, and he held on to possession very well indeed. He's back to his best, I have to say. I see him very good shape, Marchisio, after a slump after Christmas, a couple of months maybe where he wasn't playing at the same level as before.
Free kick taken by Pirlo, just over the crossbar. Well, there's a specialty from Andrea Pirlo. Even though he was a long way out, he has that ability to put some dip and curl on the ball, and you never quite know where the ball's going to end up. This time De Santis is very thankful to see it go over the crossbar.
This is a challenge between two of arguably Italy's top keepers as well, of course, De Santis and Gigi Buffon.
It'll take something special to get Buffon out of his goalkeeping role for the Italian national team. Somebody special. There are plenty of the youngsters knocking on the door. It's Morgan De Sanctis has plenty of pedigree. As Lavezzi, or rather, it was Gargano, now Lavezzi. Lavezzi has a shot, it's deflected away for a corner.
Yeah, well worth the effort there from the edge of the box by Lavezzi. There wasn't really another option for him.
Well, we heard Mazzarri during the week say that he's made his team practice the set pieces, mainly in defence, but who knows, maybe that's going to help them in attack as well tonight, as Lavezzi gets the corner straight to Zuniga. Gargano left all alone, quickly shut down by Pirlo and Vidal. Now Inler with a shot, and it's a counter-attack now for Juventus as Vucinic runs into Aronica, and Zuniga does ever so well to keep this ball in play. Zuniga, the cross at the far post, and Bonucci somehow clears it from the danger zone in the 6-yard box. It was Cannavaro tearing down the right-hand side there, looking to get on the end of that cross.
That was a really, really good interception by Bonucci. Did really well to get it over De Celia as well, because that's one of those balls that sometimes ends up in the back of the net as an own goal. Excellent ball played across by Zuniga. And really good defending by that man there, Bonucci.
Absolutely, as we see Campagnaro rather gift possession straight back to Juventus from that throw-in.
Yeah, they're growing in stature though, Napoli. They're getting closer again, and they're putting Juve under pressure now after those first 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes of pressure from the home side.
We start from Buffon. Campagnaro getting to the ball first. Inler slightly overrunning. Vidal recovers and sets up Marchisio. Here's Borriello.
Precious work done by Cavani, who was back there marking Marchisio, trying to get the ball back.
Now Vucinic into the area, trying to link up with Borriello, who lets the ball slip through his legs, and it goes straight to De Sanctis. And the crowd are getting a little restless when the ball's near Borriello.
Yeah, the front two haven't started to link up in any way yet. They're trying to look for each other, but there's no real cohesion between their passing or movement. And
well, there's a substitution to be made here. It looks like might be Maggio again. Christian Maggio has succumbed to an injury that's kept him out, and Andrea Dossena is ready to come on.
Well, he had problems with his knee during the Chelsea match in the Champions League. He had to come off, and you've got to feel it's a recurring problem.
Absolutely.
For Maggio, who was back this week in training, and obviously isn't holding up well.
It's the second time as well since that since that Chelsea match where he picked up the injury. They've tried to rush him back, and it's proved to be the wrong decision.
Well, you know, Napoli don't have that big a squad. It has to be said, they don't have that many options, and Mazzarri is very much, you know, his top 11 or his top 11, and the others are substitutes. So Maggio is definitely one of those starting 11. So whenever he's even vaguely fit, he plays. Obviously, didn't work out this evening.
Well, that means that Zuniga now will switch over to the right, and it's Dossena who will go and cover the left-hand sideline. Former Liverpool player. As Gargano taken down. Doesn't require any treatment. The game has stopped. It will be a throw-in for Juventus as they go back to Bonucci. Now Lichtsteiner. It's a good ball to Vucinic. Vidal, intelligent play out to the left-hand side where Pirlo opens up for Chiellini. Now De Celia takes on Zuniga. The Colombian hasn't been the best defender as the ball goes all the way across to the far side where Vidal can keep the ball in play and take on Aronica. And a poor pass that from the Chilean. As Lavezzi is dealt with by Pirlo. Or was it Marchisio?
Well, it was a foul either way. Referee has given it. It's actually Barzagli as he span away Lavezzi. Well, letting himself go a little bit. But now Zuniga's moved over onto this right-hand side with Docena out on the left for Napoli. So Zuniga has replaced Maggio on this near-hand side.
Lichtsteiner gets to the ball first, sends it directly out of play. It'll be a throw-in then, as we're approaching the half-hour mark. Few chances so far in this match. The best chance, of course, going to Juventus with Borriello.
Yeah, an explosive 10-15 minutes, and after that it's settled down into a slower rhythm. Two teams just trying to figure each other out.
Thrown by De Scelje, finds Vidal, who goes to ground. Can't get the ball to a teammate as Zuniga recovers, and now gets Hamsik, which starts to open up play on the left-hand side for Aronica. Docena's in front of him, uses him. Quickly shot down, but gets the pass away to Hamsik. Misdirected his pass that was intended for Cavani. Now Juventus can break away with Lichtsteiner. Lovely play again, Vucinic involved. Lichtsteiner can't get the ball into the area where Borriello and Vucinic were lining up. And it'll be a goal kick. No, throw-in rather.
Yeah, well, it was the right ball to play. You know, Vucinic was sprinting into space, and Lichtsteiner just couldn't play it into that space that Vucinic was running into. Just a couple more inches. Vidal goes down here. He's been caught on the ankle. But again, just that last ball missing for Juventus. You know, they play ever so well until they get to that edge of the box position. And at the moment, it's just that final ball that's been missing. They need Pirlo to move up just maybe 5 meters or so, get a little bit more involved in the attacking play. We haven't seen too much of him so far around the edge of the D.
So up steps Andrea Pirlo, ready to swing in this free kick. The big men are in the area for Juventus. Lichtsteiner, Bonucci and Barzagli. As Pirlo swings it in, Vidal! Well, what an opportunity again. The header going just wide of De Sanctis' post.
Well, that's 3 headers, Marco, and 3 headers that have all gone wide. That's a beautiful ball played in again by Pirlo. And what were we saying? Mazzarri, who's been working on these dead ball situations, he knows that Juve are dangerous. And on this occasion, Vidal left all alone at the near post. And that was pretty close, I've got to say.
Oh, very close indeed. And it was indeed 2 set pieces that allowed Catania to draw level last weekend at Napoli, and really left Walter Mazzarri furious with his team. Slight lapse in concentration, and despite being undefeated in 9 matches, they have drawn their last 2. Also difficult 2-2 away to Udinese, and then last week's 2-2 at home with Catania. As Borriello goes over again in the area, this time it's Cannavaro.
That just seems to be the story of Borriello's career so far at Juventus. He seems to be spending more time on the floor than actually playing the ball.
Well, it looks like he backed into Cannavaro here, as now Cannavaro needs to receive a bit of treatment. Seems to have been winded a little bit, and De Sanctis asks for the ball to be kicked out of bounds to allow Cannavaro to receive treatment, but he won't get any. So play on.
Borriello's not going to score too many goals like that, so he needs to start getting there ahead of defenders. That just needs to start moving that fraction of a second earlier to lay that ball off. Because that's what I think, you know, Antonio Conte's playing him for. He's big, he's strong in the middle, and the idea is that he can maybe hold up play and play in, especially the midfielders coming in. Something that Vucinic has been doing far better so far in this match.
As despite the aggression of Walter Gargano, Claudio Marchisio runs away with the ball and sets up De Scelje now. Can put in a cross here. De Scelje takes on Zuniga instead and wins a corner for Juventus. And again, Napoli called upon to defend from a set piece. It's corner number 2.
Again, wonderful play by Marchisio, Claudio Marchisio in the middle, really showing He looks skinny and small, but he's got wonderful body strength.
Up steps Pirlo, swings it in, and now it's Gargano that gets there, and a foul has been spotted by the referee on Gargano.
Yeah, Marchisio sliding in, didn't get anywhere near the ball, took Gargano out, and good decision by the referee. It was almost set up for Marchisio to shoot, but Gargano just getting there ahead of him.
The Napoli defence not looking too confident. This time they stacked the 6-yard box with numbers to defend that corner, and the ball eventually breaking clear. Now Zuniga, Lavezzi, Inla, back to Pocho Lavezzi, as Chiellini sends the ball out. A true professional, Giorgio Chiellini. So has a bachelor degree, Giorgio Chiellini. The few Serie A players in circulation. An economics degree, I believe. As Campagnaro throws this one in to Lavezzi. Now, Hamsik is quickly shut down by Vidal. Brilliant work by the Chilean. The ball breaks clear for Vucinic now. He's got Borriello ahead of him, but Campagnaro is tracking him all the way. And Vucinic unable to get the pass away.
Yeah, he was running into a dead end, Vucinic, and he knew it as well. He really should have turned back, held that possession around the halfway line, checked back, and just keep possession. There was no need for that. There was no one around him.
As Barzagli ventures forward. Lichtsteiner to Pirlo. There's Vucinic and Inla with the intercept. But again, Juventus have another crack at the Napoli defence. Marchisio first to the ball. And Ronica goes to strip possession away from Descheglie, unsuccessfully. Marchisio, now Chiellini. Back to Bonucci. Sees Marchisio all alone. Marchisio now plays it inside for Vucinic. And you can't just keep it in play. It was a difficult ball forward by Marchisio. And despite his efforts, Vucinic just can't keep it in play. Goal kick then.
Had a bit too much pace on it. I thought Vucinic might just try and, first time, just try and cross it in with his left foot. You know, a sort of hidden hope across the box. And he tried to control it, keep it in play. And his momentum just took him out of bounds.
Vidal can't get the ball to Vucinic. It's broken clear now to Dossena, who chips over the top of Lichtsteiner. Now it allows Napoli to move forward. There's Gargano. Inla. Zuniga's open on the right. Decides to cut back inside. Rock and Inla. Finds Hamsik. Now Zuniga. Cavani's offside. He can't use him. He swings it back inside for Lichtsteiner, who avoids the challenge of Vidal, but the ball ends up with Barzagli. And stolen away by Inla. Chance for Hamsik now, who tees up a shot straight to Buffon's goal, but it goes directly out of bounds. It's a mistake by Vidal this time.
Yeah, rare mistake by Vidal. He was shut down very well. Hamsik couldn't keep his shot down on this occasion. But Juve definitely playing the ball a lot more. They're certainly dominating possession as they always do, or they tend to do anyway, almost always, without really creating too many chances in front of De Sanctis' goal. And so far, fairly cautious approach from Napoli, just trying to slowly build forward.
Again, a mistake this time. It's Vucinic who sends the ball directly out, despite his protests with the linesman, and thought it took a deflection. And again, turnover straight to Juventus. This time Vidal is fouled.
It's a good position for a free kick.
And Lavezzi came in strong behind Vidal as he was about to get the ball away, and Lichtsteiner is fouled, given a yellow card. Oh, that's interesting. It must have been for protesting with the linesman in that earlier decision went against Juventus.
Yeah, well, we've just seen the foul here by Lavezzi. Vidal doing well, in fact, to win the free kick. He put his body in the way, but I think he'd already scuffed the pass. But this Very good opportunity for Pirlo.
Yeah, you don't want to give too many chances from a dead ball to Andrea Pirlo.
It'll be interesting to see whether he goes straight for goal here or whether he's going to curl one in towards, I'd say, Chiellini.
Once again, the big men are all in the area. Up steps Pirlo. He swings this one in at goal, and it's De Sanctis who shuffles to his left and makes the save.
Yeah, fairly routine save, I'd say, for De Sanctis. Pirlo trying to catch him unawares down low, but didn't quite have the power to really bring a difficult save out of De Sanctis.
Cannavaro, Campagnaro. Now the teams are a bit stretched. Long ball for Lavezzi, and he's well guarded by Bonucci. Lavezzi gets the ball back nonetheless now. Lavezzi continuing his run, gets the ball to Hamsik. Hamsik denied the shot by a sliding Vidal, who is booked for his challenge. And at the opposite end now, we have a free kick in a much better position for Napoli. And can they make Juventus pay for that error?
Well, that's a dangerous, well, apart from the fact that it's a dangerous position here for Napoli, but it was a dangerous foul by Vidal. He came sliding in for once, was nowhere near the ball. Now he's got to watch himself, Vidal, because he does love these slide-in challenges, and he's got to be careful with that yellow.
Buffon setting up his wall now. We'll see at least 4 players in the Juventus wall. And who is it that's on the ball? It's Lavezzi.
Yeah, I thought Inla might have a go from this kind of range, but in fact it's going to be Lavezzi. Try and curl one over the wall.
In swans Lavezzi over the crossbar. And an opportunity goes begging for Napoli. Goal kick taken, Chiellini forward for Marchisio. And now Juventus trying to catch Napoli. They've had time to set their defence. Here's De Scelje. The cross is a good one, it's filtered all the way through. And eventually Cannavaro clears it. Chiellini, now Bonucci.
It was an excellent cross by De Scelje, in fact. Got all the way into the 6-yard box.
Little back heel from Pirlo, and eventually Dossena clears it as Napoli tentatively go forward. Lavezzi gets away from De Scelje, and not too many opportunities for Lavezzi to get the ball away, and he's fouled by De Scelje.
Yeah, De Scelje did really well there, actually. Just didn't let Lavezzi turn him, and he gave away the free kick, but it was deep inside Napoli's half, so that's all right. Very well otherwise, you know, Lavezzi, once he turns and he goes, that's it.
Another long ball for Pirlo, looking to connect with Borriello.
Yeah, Borriello's just drifted out of the game completely. You haven't seen him at all. And again, I think he's really disappointed when given the chance, to be honest. I mean, lots of criticisms aimed at Matri, but Matri, to me, seemed far more mobile.
As the cross from, or the pass from Chiellini doesn't stick with Vucinic. It'll be a goal kick with under 5 minutes now left in this first half. Still no goals at the Juventus Stadium.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a disjointed first half from Juventus after the good start. Just a few too many mistakes here and there. Not the clean passing that you'd expect. And like I say, up front, well, Borriello's really drifted out of the game, but Vucinic himself really hasn't turned on the style.
It's as if the occasion has got to these two teams. They, of course, realise the importance of this match. As far as the ladder is concerned, there will be 8 more Serie A matches after this match, of course.
Yeah, we're getting towards crunch time, aren't we?
Exactly, the business end of the season, shall we say. So Pirlo spreads it out to De Scelje. Another good ball in by De Scelje. Lichtsteiner leaves it for Vidal, who can shoot. Vidal's shot is blocked by Aronica. It'll be a throw-in.
It was well left, actually, by Lichtsteiner, because Vidal was open there. Just is that first touch that possibly was a little bit too heavy. The ball took its time coming down.
Throw-in by Lichtsteiner. Vidal. Vucinic. As the players stayed down here, the referee's allowed the free kick to be taken. It's a foul spotted by the referee on Vidal.
Yeah, I thought he was going to play advantage. Juve had the ball.
Ball swung in quickly by Pirlo, but Cavani was back to defend. As Pirlo does well to get the ball to Lichtsteiner, with Lavezzi shadowing him every step of the way. Now Buffon. Behind the air for Vidal. He gets there first, and De Sanctis rushes out and beats Borriello to the ball. Cannavaro. Campagnaro. Floats that one forward for Hamsik, but it's been left behind by Bonucci, with Cavani in the danger area. Now Buffon finds Pirlo. Soft pass from Pirlo, gets to Vidal nonetheless. Here is the Juventus playmaker, taking the ball over halfway. Moving the play over to the left-hand side for Vucinic. As he runs at Zuniga, who brings down Vucinic. So Sato was there, spotted the foul.
Zuniga knew that Vucinic was going inside onto his right foot, and yet he committed the foul anyway, as Vucinic just took the ball beyond him. He just needed to stay on his feet here. Zuniga is completely flat-footed. And that's a silly foul to give away. Pirlo will definitely fancy his chances again from this range. Curl it in with his right foot this time.
Getting a few instructions from Mirko Vucinic.
I have a feeling Vucinic was quite fancied it himself.
As Pirlo swings this in directly at De Sanctis, makes a good save. The block had to be made there by Morgan De Sanctis, and it goes out for a corner.
Well, he was furious, De Sanctis, with his defenders, because they were nowhere to be seen, and that wall didn't really do its job.
Pirlo with the corner, and again Cavani clearing it only as far as Vucinic, as Aronica this time just bangs the ball away over the sideline, thrown in by Pirlo. Here's Marchisio.
Desperate stuff in the box, but Juve really just need to get a shot away on goal.
As Lavezzi almost breaking clear. This time Deschelles is pinged for the foul, but not a yellow card.
Yeah, well, Lavezzi, I thought I think he's going to call him back here.
Well, he is indeed. He's got a yellow.
Well, he took his time deciding.
Well, that's 3 yellow cards now for the Juventus players. Vidal, Lichtsteiner and Deschelles. 1 minute of added on time to play in this first half. Antonio Conte is having a few words with the referee.
Yeah, well, he was just asking explanations. He hasn't been sent off or anything, Antonio Conte.
It wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure.
But just because the referee took so long in giving that yellow, it seemed as if he would give it straight away. Then he didn't, and then he did.
Buffon sending the ball high and long, but straight to Zuniga. Inla shrugs off Marchisio. Marchisio comes back, regains possession, and now a chance for Juventus. They'll have to hurry. Here's Vucinic into the area now. Vucinic at the far post for Marchisio. And it's gone directly out for a goal kick, and that will do for the first half. No goals at the Juventus Stadium. There's been a few chances earlier on with Borriello shooting wide from short range, and also Vidal missing at the opposite end. Hamsik with an opportunity, but very few. We'll be back with more from the Juventus Stadium in just a few minutes. To the Juventus Stadium for this round 30 match between Juventus and Napoli. The halfway point has arrived after 45 minutes. No goals to speak of. A few opportunities at the Napoli goal, with Borriello narrowly missing twice, and also Vidal missing. For Napoli, few opportunities. A free kick from Lavezzi, and Hamsik unable to shoot on goal after he got around Buffon. But it's been a rather lackluster affair. Patrick, how do you see the second half going? Any substitutions?
Well, there's none at the moment. Both teams coming out as they were prior to the break. We saw that Del Piero and Matri were both warming up, so I expect one of those two to come on. I think for Borriello, who's been really the weak link, if you like, up front for Juventus, who really faded badly as the first half went on. Surprisingly, no goals between two sides who, of course, score freely. Hopefully we'll see some now in this second period, but I feel that Juve will make changes, yeah.
As the second half gets underway here at the Juventus Stadium, we need a goal desperately. That will absolutely change the conditions here as well in such an important encounter. I guess the occasion may just have got to both these teams. Juventus know that a win will send them to -2 of AC Milan, who lead the Serie A at the moment. A two-horse race looking to go to the wire as now Borriello can't again link up with Vucinic. Cannavaro gets to the ball and releases a bit of pressure and tries to launch Lavezzi, who sprinted forward. He was well covered by Chiellini, who gets the ball to Marchisio. Now again it's Vucinic who's dispossessed by Campagnaro. It's been an interesting battle between those two all night as the Argentine sprints forward. A lucky ricochet favouring Lavezzi, who regathers the ball and now tries to kickstart the Napoli attack with Lavezzi tripped by Pirlo. No, waved play on, says referee Orsato. A clever back heel there from Vidal. Gets the ball to Pirlo. Now Barzagli over halfway. Well, it's definitely started with a high tempo this second half.
Well, so yeah, the first half started in much the same manner. We thought we were going to see a whole host of goals go in after the first 10 minutes, and then in the end none were scored as the team settled down. Although it was a fairly even first half, Juve certainly had the better chances and really possibly should have been a goal up. As you mentioned, Napoli only really created that one chance with Hamsik. No shots on goal, no saves made by Buffon.
Now Inla has it for Napoli as they set their attack. Gargano, it's away from Marchisio, across to Lavezzi. Inla with the 1-2. Lavezzi finds Cavani. Well, just couldn't get there. The ball was very close to being in Cavani territory. As now Dossena swings it in. It's too much on that cross. Goes out for a goal kick. And Napoli are a little lost in attack.
Yeah, excellent 1-2 on the edge of the box. Something that Juve have struggled to do themselves. Most of their chances coming from crosses.
Well, a big error from Pirlo, but Napoli don't make them pay as Chiellini sprints away from Gargano. Ball finds Vidal now, who was pretty much, I have to say, one of the best players for Juventus in the first half. Vidal seemed to be everywhere. He dispossessed plenty of Napoli, the midfielders, and interrupted plenty of their players. Now De Chellier can get a cross in, and he does, but it's too far behind the pack.
Yeah, again, De Chellier putting a really good ball in, and just no one really reading the path of the pass, because once again it just went behind, all the players inside the box as everyone rushed forwards towards goal. No one actually stepped back.
A foul has been spotted here. It'll be a free kick to Juventus. It's Pirlo on the ball as usual as Chiellini goes forward. Another set piece to defend for Napoli is it's swung inside and almost an own goal.
Well, that
Great
was an excellent,
save.
Excellent save. We watched it all the way. De Sanctis, there's some of the hardest saves to make for a goalie, as it just bounces and curls in towards the far post.
As Gargano intercepts Dossena, gets it to Aronica. Quick launch forward for Lavezzi, intercepted by Chiellini. Marchisio back to Bonucci.
That's
and now
good play by
a beautiful ball for Pirlo. Gets it to Vidal on the edge of the area. And he's stripped again by Campagnaro. De Chellier recovers, continues.
Well, he did well to win it back, Vidal, after losing. Didn't really know what to do on the edge of the box, but he won the ball back.
Juventus continue attacking now as they held Napoli in their own half. Lichtsteiner back to Barzagli. Here's Chiellini. An outstanding game again by Giorgio Chiellini in defence. And he's quite useful in attack as well, especially for those free kicks, as we just saw. Pirlo, Marchisio, forward to De Scelje. This time he takes on Gargano.
I think what Napoli have done very well so far is that they haven't allowed the Juve midfielders to break into the box and get shots away. And I think so far that has worked very well, because all the chances have come from the strikers. We know that Juve up front with the strikers do struggle to hit the back of the net, and most of their goals have come from the midfield area this season, from the likes of Marchisio especially, but also Vidal and Pirlo, and so far they have struggled to make those late runs into the box.
Well, now Juventus have an extra, shall we say, advantage in the aerial game with Maggio having left the pitch in the first half, succumbing again to injury. His height always very useful in defending from set pieces, and an error from Borriello. Who else?
Well, I think Borriello's expression at the end speaks volumes for his performance and just generally his confidence. That was an easy pass, put straight out of play.
Vidal again stripped of possession by Gargano. Cavani's forward out to the left-hand side now for Cavani, but Vidal recovers brilliantly. And a round of applause for Arturo Vidal.
Well, you've got to say he lost the ball, but he won it back.
And we saw that in the
away.
First half. Now De Scelje has a shot, it's scuffed, and Lichtsteiner almost picking up the pieces of that deflected shot. And Inla can't connect the ball with Lavezzi. Vidal is everywhere tonight.
And not just tonight, but it's been a few games where he's really been so impressive. Just been tracking back so well. Oh, that was almost.
Vucinic having a run straight, busting his way through the Napoli defence. As Pirlo finds De Scelje. Another deflected cross, this time easy for Cannavaro to distance. Pirlo with his head.
Early pressure again from Juve. He was obviously given a bit of a talking to at half-time by Antonio Conte. He's not one to hold back, of course. And they've come out, they've moved up a gear at the start of this second half, looking for that early goal.
As Gargano fouls. Now in the 8th minute of the second half. Doesn't seem to be much activity by coaches. Players are warming up. Pirlo swings in the free kick. It's not cleared. It's a chance now, and it's in the back of the net. Juventus take the lead in the 8th minute of the second half, and Leonardo Bonucci getting his second goal of the season, sprinting to the opposite side of the field to receive the accolades. Well, it was coming. It was a set piece, and it was a goal.
Yeah, slightly fortuitous goal because it fell kindly inside the box, but well tucked away in the end. Bonucci with only his second goal, as you mentioned. Let's see it again. This was the lucky ricochet. It fell, and it actually took a deflection past the Sanctis. In fact, I thought I'd seen it in. It came off a diving, or possibly took a touch off a Juve player. Well, either way, it just went past the Sanctis. But I have to say, Juve deserve it. They've come out guns blazing, very, very positive at the start of this half.
Lovely back heel from Vucinic for Lichtsteiner, who's tripped here by Cannavaro. But the play is waved. No, what's the referee going to decide here? A yellow card for diving, maybe? No, play on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lichtsteiner is lucky on this occasion, because he knew as soon as he went down, he remembered he was on a yellow, and he got straight back up. But you know, everyone knows here what he was looking for, and he was looking for a free kick. And in fact, that's what Cannavaro was so furious about. Referee thought about it, I think, for a moment.
And maybe he remembered the yellow card handed out in the first half. Well, let's hope not. But Vidal goes back to Buffon, and blue shirts swarming on Buffon before he released the ball long forward for Aronica.
He needs to be careful though, Lichtsteiner. not going to do his side any good whatsoever, of course, getting himself sent off just as Juve have taken the lead here.
And just as he's come back from suspension as well, would have mean missing that trip to Palermo next week as well, as Borriello does well. Gets the ball away to De Scelje now in the area, takes on Zuniga, and he slams one at the goal, but he misses.
I'll tell you, De Scelje looks like a completely different player in the last few months, and every game he seems to grow in confidence. I think I spotted him doing a step over here, which is rather incredible for someone who isn't considered to be technically that gifted, but he's improved leaps and bounds over the last few months, and he deserves the starting place in Conte's side. Very, very impressed with De Scelje. His crossing's improved, his general ball play's improved, his possession's improved. Even in defence, he seems more sure of himself.
Well, we need a reaction here from Napoli if they are indeed to... Here we go, here's Vucinic now, Vucinic! But the flag is raised, it won't count. The ball...
Yeah, the flag was up a long time ago, and I think just the referee was the only person not to spot it.
Well, here is Walter Mazzara reacting now with the inclusion of Goran Pandev, just taking off his training kit now. Been warming up ever since the break, and now with that Bonucci goal, it really puts Napoli on the back foot, and they need to react.
Yeah, funnily enough, you know, the Napoli front three so far anyway haven't been as scintillating as they are generally or have been in the past. The Juventus defence has done extremely well against Cavani, especially. The most dangerous player has been this man here, Hamsik. And even Lavezzi hasn't seen as much of the ball as he would have liked.
Well, Juventus have definitely stopped the supply to the three tenors, as we know them by. They haven't received too much quality ball, and it's Arturo Vidal and Marchisio that have really done hard work in the midfield. As now Campagnaro gets past De Scelje, he can put in a cross here, Campagnaro, and it's deflected out for a corner. Another great piece of defending by Giorgio Chiellini.
Yeah, really good play though by Campagnaro. He dummied that ball to go past De Scelje, who was just late on him, and the delivery could have been maybe slightly better.
Well, only the second corner of the match for Napoli, as Lavezzi gets set to take this. As a substitution will have to wait for this corner to be taken. Lavezzi swings it in, and Cannavaro was there. It's taken another deflection off Cannavaro's shot. It'll be another corner.
Yeah, it came off Borriello, who was marking Cannavaro. As Pandev continues to wait, and he's going to have to wait for this corner to be taken again.
Well, a bit of frustration shown by Lavezzi here as Marchisio trying to give him another ball. Now Lavezzi takes the corner. Zuniga, Lavezzi swings it in for Cavani, but again Chiellini's there, and a third consecutive corner for Napoli as they apply the pressure, as they try to get back into this match.
Yeah, Napoli are a strange team. Sometimes they only seem to react once they go behind. We've seen it often this season where they have gone behind, even 2 goals behind, and have come back to draw, making it a very intense finale.
Well, that corner was wasted by Napoli, as now Juventus try to catch the Napoli defence unawares, as Aronica saves the day with Vidal unable to filter the ball into the area, but he recovers once again. A lost ball. Gargano, Hamsik.
There's a lot of space now in midfield.
As Lavezzi goes for a bit of a sprint.
That's a good challenge. Marchisio got the ball, it's given away.
Buffon hands it straight back to Zuniga on the plate, as Napoli now continue to force the pressure on the Juve defence. Imla, it's away from Borriello. Here's Gargano. It's Campagnaro, who swings this one in at the far post. Dossena can try and keep it in. The counter cross is a good one. Cavani can't reach it, and it fell to Andrea Pirlo. He gets it away to De Scelje, forward for Vucinic. But Bodiello now sprints onto the ball, left by Vucinic. There's a chance with the defence completely open here, and a ball played in by Vidal. That would have been some goal if he'd managed to get that in front of Vucinic to tap home.
Yeah, it was the right ball to play. It wasn't an easy ball to play into the middle, but it was the right ball to play. And there's huge gaps opening up now in midfield. They really need to settle down, Juve, after the euphoria of that goal. So they need to get back to marking their players. Well, referees let play go on. As Pandev continues to wait.
Well, Vucinic was onside there, but this time just run out of his box perfectly.
Be interesting to see who Pandev comes on for, because I'm sure he's willing to take off one of Cavani, Lavezzi or Hamsik. So he may well come on the likes of Zuniga.
Here is the Colombian on the ball now, taking on Deschelles.
Or he may decide to take off Aranica and switch to a more attacking formation, but it seems early to be resorting to such tactics. They're only 1-0 down, of course.
There's Hamsik.
Anything who's coming off. So Hamsik's going to drop back into midfield, take Inler's place. And Pandev, who of course scored 2 goals against Juventus when these two sides met at the San Paolo, had a wonderful game on that occasion, is coming on.
Goran Pandev joins his teammates in the area. The corner's taken short though. Zuniga using the shepherd of Hamsik, and the cross comes in eventually, but all to no avail, as all of Juventus were defending that corner. Campagnaro, cross to Aronica. You can't see Juventus happy to just sit back and allow Napoli to attack.
No, in fact, they're just given possession straight back to Napoli. They've just got to settle, like I said, you know, after the euphoria of that goal, they've got to get back into their rhythm and hold their positions and not be too eager to look for that second goal, you know. They need to take their time.
Dossena now crosses it in. Pandev nodded it down for Cavani, as Hamsik has a shot on goal. He completely mistimes it. Dossena keeps it in play. It hasn't left the field of play yet. It's still alive. Vidal is taken down by Gargano, and this will be a yellow card indeed. Well, a yellow to Gargano.
Oh, what a frantic 10 minutes or so after that goal went in, as Napoli have raised their game in turn. Now,
well, that means that Gargano will miss the next match, a big game down in Rome on Easter Saturday against Lazio, and that will be a showdown for a third spot. Napoli, of course, had a chance of levelling Lazio on points coming into this match. Of course, you can still grab 3 points. That would happen. Now, Napoli continue to push forward. Hamsik can't control it. It goes back to Cannavaro. Here's Pandev. Gets away from Vidal. The ball in all tackles, says the referee, who was well spotted. It was well positioned, rather easy to pick the no contact. Now Vidal again. Vucinic. This is better from Juventus. Deschelles is in the area now. Chance for Juventus. Blocked was the cross from Deschelles by Zuniga.
Well, you know, as Napoli push forward in search of an equaliser, there is going to be more space for Juventus. That's why they need to be patient, because the gaps and the space will open up for them.
Here's Chiellini, who's pushed over in the area by Cavani. Appeals for a penalty, but not given. Cavani breaking out and finds Dossena. Back to Cavani. Here's Lavezzi. Here's the counter-attacking football that we know Napoli is so capable of. Lavezzi, Hamsik, Zuniga's on the overlap, but Hamsik decides to shoot, and Pirlo comes up with the deflection, and he can find Bodiello. We have a substitution on the wings now with Cáceres waiting on the sideline. The Uruguayan It's been so impressive. He scored the goal against Inter. It gave Juventus the lead last weekend. There's Pirlo having a tough time against Gargano. The referee giving the ball to the visitors to throw in, and the substitution is allowed to take place. It'll be Lichtsteiner to come off for Cáceres, the former Barcelona and Seville player who's come across from Seville on loan to Juventus.
It's a straight swap for Lichtsteiner.
As you mentioned, Lichtsteiner was on a yellow, and does tend to get a little frustrated with refereeing decisions and shows little restraint. Now, Pandev, again, Chiellini, an outstanding piece of defence. The referee this time spots an infringement by Cannavaro on Borriello.
I think that's the first free kick that's gone Borriello's way all match, and it was a vital free kick. As Napoli were back in possession here. Juve are struggling now to get out of their own half. They're playing very much on the break now, as Napoli have turned the screw in search of this equaliser, and that's a bad ball to give away. Lavezzi.
Clever little back heel. Gargano finds Pandev, but brilliant work from Bonucci. Stopped Pandev in his tracks, came away with the ball cleanly.
Yeah, he's had a very solid match, Bonucci. Often has spells of lack of concentration, but he's been solid this evening, and scorer of the only goal so far as well, so even more impressive. And I think we're going to see Quagliarella coming on.
There's Gargano. A little back heel doesn't stick. Hamsik manages to get the ball to Gargano nonetheless, as Vucinic showing a bit of aggression. The whistle's gone. Free kick taken by Aronica, finding Dossena. Cáceres is all over him. And the fresh legs of Martin Cáceres.
Been very impressive as well, Cáceres, since coming back to Juventus. A better player than when he left, and he's impressed.
The experience in Seville. As now Marchisio runs away from Hamsik, he plays it forward for Borriello, and he's tripped by Cannavaro, and this time the Napoli captain gets a yellow.
That was brilliant play by Marchisio. How he managed to get away from two players the way he did, that's was beyond me. It's brilliant, brilliant skill. He does that spin. We've seen it in recent weeks. He does that spin so well.
So free kick again for Andrea Pirlo.
Well, we're getting replays of the free kick, but not of the piece of skill. That's what I want to see Marchisio do, that little turn in between two players.
And a similar position to where we saw the Bonucci goal. Quagliarella waiting in the wings. He'll have to wait a little bit longer till after this free kick is taken. Up steps Pirlo, swings it in straight to De Sanctis. Yeah, Napoli defence was well set that time, as De Sanctis' restart. He's all the way back to Buffon. Still a little flick on by Bartagli. Buffon has been kept very quiet so far this match. Can't recall him making a save.
No, he hasn't had too much to do, but that could all change. As I said, Napoli do tend to raise their game in the last 20 minutes or so of the match. So expect chances to arrive. He'll need to be ready.
As Vucinic does well, gets the ball away to Pirlo now. Juve on the break, how dangerous. De Scelje returns the favour to Marchisio, but Campagnano got in the way.
Yeah, it was a pull ball by De Scelje. He just tried to dink it over the top, but a cross would have been better.
Yeah, he realised Marchisio was going for the give and go. He sprinted into the box and just couldn't get the return pass.
So Borriello's coming off.
Well, no surprises there, really. Quagliarella comes on for a very disappointing Marco Borriello. The Borriello-Vucinic combination not working tonight. And it will be Fabio Quagliarella to come on for the remaining... How long are we on the clock now? Another 20 minutes
Well, he's worked hard. You can't deny his work rate, Borriello. He's trying hard. He wants to do well. It's just not quite coming off for him at the moment.
Fabio Quagliarella, a former Napoli player, as Cáceres now inside. And all so close for Juventus, but now on the break, Napoli can make Juve play here with Pandev holding up possession, gets the ball away to Lavezzi, who was on the ground. He got back up to his feet quickly, but couldn't get the pass away to Pandev. And the referee not giving the free kick that Napoli were hoping for. Now Juventus can control possession, they give it away.
Yeah, Quagliarella losing possession now. His first touch, really should have held on there. Pandev has done very well indeed since coming on. He's a tricky customer, Pandev, very skillful. He's somewhat underused by Mazzarri. It's difficult to get a starting place with, of course, the likes of Cavani and Lavezzi and Hamsik. Sometimes you feel that, this player, who was a star, of course, at Lazio before going to Inter, really should be getting more playing time.
Well, Mazzarri makes his third and final substitution, taking off Marek Hamsik and bringing on Zemaili, the Swiss midfielder, getting his first touch on the ball. We'll see where he will slot into Mazzarri's formation here. I don't feel that he'll take that trequartista role that Marek Hamsik had.
Yeah, Hamsik hadn't had his best game, especially in the second half. He played well in the first half, but didn't see too much of him in the second period. And it was the right choice by Mazzarri to make.
So the throw in is to Chiellini. Campagnaro gets it back. Here's Zemaili. Couldn't get the shot away. It was a difficult control. And Aronica does ever so well against Vucinic. But ball breaks clear to Marchisio. Opens up play for Cáceres. Uruguayan inside for Pirlo now. Vucinic. And can use Cáceres. He does. Quickly double-teamed. Cavani and Zemaili all over the Uruguayan. There'll be a throw-in then to Juve. Borriello turns quickly around Aronica. It's the ball to Quagliarella. Quagliarella can't get the ball into the area, but he shoots from a long way out. It's blocked by Cannavaro. Marchisio. To Descheglie. Now Claudio Marchisio tees one up, and it's saved by De Sanctis.
Good save by De Sanctis. It was tough because it bounced right in front of him, and there's a break on here.
It is indeed. Pandev is brought down by Marchisio, and Claudio Marchisio will get a yellow card.
Pandev given too much space at the moment. Antonio Conte must be really a nervous wreck on the touchline, because every time that Pandev gets the ball, he's creating something. He's running straight at the Juve defence.
Pandev injecting so much into this Napoli team since coming on. As Gargano gets onto that ball from Dossena. It's gone out for a throw-in. No, it's Dossena rather. A long throw into the box. Lovely flick from Vucinic. But Lavezzi can't grasp onto the loose ball.
Yeah, they're too squashed inside their own half, Juve. They need to come out a lot quicker, because every time they do get possession on the edge of the box, there's no one to play it to. They're all inside the box. So they need to come a little bit further out, as they were at the start of the half.
14 minutes gone in this second half. Rather 19 minutes gone in this second half, as Marchisio now gets the ball. A good ball to Vidal. Here's Vidal. Vidal still going, can shoot, and it's a great goal! Arturo Vidal gets goal number 4 for the season, giving Juventus a 2-0 lead with 25 minutes remaining in this match. A brilliant goal from Arturo Vidal.
What a class goal! you've got to say, Vidal, few step overs in the box. He looked like Cristiano Ronaldo for a moment there. Took it past his man, and we all know he's got a sweet shot, and he hit his spot beautifully, and the Juventus stadium just erupted with that goal.
Well, brilliant timing as well, as Napoli were really starting to come out of their own shell. They were throwing everything they had at Juventus without...
that is a quality finish. I mean, seeing it from this angle, he dummies his man, and that is a really good finish. That's exactly what Juventus needed.
Well, now they can breathe a little easier with a 2-goal cushion. And again, it's brought the Juventus fans to their feet. As now Vidal again. Oh, it's Quagliarella who spots De Sanctis out. Quagliarella! Oh!
Oh my, Marco, I thought that was going in. That was going to be goal of the season.
What an amazing effort from Fabio Quagliarella. Well, he doesn't know how to score easy goals, Quagliarella, but he always scores the ones that you'd never expect. And he saw De Sanctis just a couple of inches out of his area, really.
Oh, that was incredible. I want to see a replay of that, because...
couldn't have missed by much, that's for sure.
I don't think it missed at all, and I thought it was going in. I saw De Sanctis, he was way off his line. He wasn't going to get there. That really would have been goal of the season. He hit that from inside his own from inside his own half.
Here's Pirlo. Bonucci.
Well, this is what the Juve fans enjoy so much.
And a little flick on there from Quagliarella for Vucinic. It's what he was hoping that Borriello would do in the first half, as Vucinic goes for a bit of an outlandish shot from a long way outside.
Yeah, just trying to recreate, I think, the goal against AC Milan in the Italian Cup. Well, we're seeing Vidal's goal again, not Quagliarella's piece of skill. Wonderful finish, though, got to say.
There's Bonucci now, forward Vidal, straight through the middle. Quagliarella spots Cáceres open on the right-hand side, but Dos Santos as well. Intercept, and now it's a long restart from De Sanctis. Cavani goes to ground, and the foul goes against Cavani. I think it is indeed an offside. Gone against Cavani. The flag was up. It's taken quickly and given away by Marchisio. Now Cavani shoots and is off target. Edison Cavani, well, his first shot of the match, really, and it's not on target.
Yeah, Buffon really upset there with De Ceglie and Marchisio, who both lost possession. That was a dangerous, you don't want to be giving the ball away to Edinson Cavani in that kind of range. I mean, it only takes a second for that man to score a goal.
Campagnaro denies Vucinic the ball, and now Pandev inside for Lavezzi. But Barzagli, well positioned, deflects the ball out of danger. Now Vidal gets it to Pirlo, scoops it over the top for Marchisio. Juventus really enjoying themselves now as Marchisio shots up. Well, this shot that he teed up, sailing over the crossbar.
Yeah, he teed it up really well for himself, struck it with real venom. It wasn't far away, I tell you.
De Sanctis, top corner,
is scrambling across. We keep seeing Vidal's goal. There have been other chances since.
Here's Vucinic winning possession off Aronica, but doesn't get through Zemaili. The Swiss midfielder running away with possession, chased by Vucinic, just slightly ill on getting the ball, and Andrea Barzagli can recover. Cáceres, Vidal, a lovely flick on from Vidal. Cáceres keeps it in play, and it's a chance now for Juventus to break in the Napoli half. Vidal finds the run of Cáceres. Cáceres shoots, and De Sanctis blocks. A fine Juventus move with another shot on goal.
Now Vidal, man of the match here at the Juventus stadium. He's everywhere, he's been everywhere. He scored the goal that's given Juve breathing space, and he played a wonderful ball into Cáceres. Cáceres did well to shoot because there was no one really coming into the box. Quagliarella was a bit late.
And we're goes already with 10 minutes to go. Here's a run from Bonucci as he's fouled Zuniga. Free kick taken.
I think we're going to see Del Piero coming on as well. You can see on our screens here, just stripping off, just looking down. He is going to come on, Del Piero, for the last 10 minutes, probably to replace Vucinic.
Here's Campagnaro. Quite rightly so. Del Piero scored in the last 2 matches for Juventus. In the semi-final of Coppa Italia against Milan and last weekend against Inter. And of course, he's such a crowd favourite in what should be his last season at Juventus. We're going to get every possible chance to see Alex Del Piero at his best. There's now Pandev in the area. Pandev almost gets the ball back off a favourable ricochet. In the end, it's cleared to Aronica.
Yeah, it's been really very good, Pandev, since coming on.
Here's Campagnaro continuing his run, crosses it inside, and it's just deflected away as Dossena was tearing down into the area trying to get to the ball first, but it was deflected away well by the Juve defence. Corner, or rather a throw-in now for Dossena. Now Pandev trying to do it all himself. And eventually Pirlo runs away. Here's Pirlo, gets the ball to Vidal. Cáceres. Cross for Quagliarella, who sets up Vucinic. Indeed, a beautiful ball from Quagliarella. Now Vucinic across for Vidal. Can he get his second? Vidal. He had a shot, and then Marchisio goes over the crossbar with his effort once again. And it'll be a goal kick for Napoli.
Well, Vidal wanted to pass it there on the edge of the box. He didn't really want to shoot. He wanted to pass it, but there was no one to his left. Couldn't find someone to his right. And he really should have shot first time if he was going to go for the shot. In the end, it ended up being just a bit of a toe poke.
So on comes Alessandro Del Piero to take the last 10 minutes away from Mirko Vucinic. And a round of applause, as always, to greet the Juventus captain, Alex Del Piero.
Well, let's see what he can do. He's got about 7 minutes to play here, plus whatever time is added on.
Vidal. Here's Del Piero getting his first touch, runs away from Aronica, and he sets up Quagliarella, shoots, and Quagliarella! Fabio Quagliarella scores his 3rd goal of the season. A brilliant giggity goal for Fabio Quagliarella. Brings down this Juventus stadium. It's Juve 3, Napoli 0, and a brilliant goal set up by Del Piero in his first touch since coming on.
Well, absolutely right. What an impact Del Piero's had on the game. Unbelievable. Span away from his man. Played in Quagliarella, who really should have had a goal from the halfway line earlier and just missed. He didn't celebrate, of course. Quagliarella, a Neapolitan through and through, played for Napoli. That's where his heart really is, but he'll be so delighted with this goal. He really will be. And it was a cracking finish. He really blasted it into the back of the net. And that's game, set and match for Juve.
Absolutely. Juventus now moving 2 points shy of their title contenders.
And you've got to say, on this form, you know, why not go for it? Milan, everyone acknowledges, are the better side, but Juve are there. They're always there. They're dangerous. They're still unbeaten all season, and they've made this stadium here, the Juventus Stadium, their fortress. Absolutely. They really have another victory here, and against another top team.
An outstanding performance from Juventus tonight. The second half has really killed off Napoli. They were frustrated.
That's 10 victories they will have achieved here at home, and 5 draws. That's rather impressive.
Marchisio finding De Scelje. That's a Quagliarella goal coming with 7 minutes remaining plus stoppages. With Vidal and Bonucci getting the other two. Here's Napoli, the reaction from Lavezzi. Lavezzi running around Bonucci. Or Barzagli rather, and it'll be a goal. No, corner kick.
It'll be a throw actually. Went out from De Ceglie. Lavezzi just trying to go the long way round. But he's found it tough going. I've got to say, the Juve defence doing really well against a speedy little player like Lavezzi. They've used their physique, have the Juventus defenders. Chiellini's down here.
We've seen a card here, I think. Is it a red?
Yeah, I think the referee's pulled out a red card. Zuniga, we've just seen the replay. They just missed the end of the replay, so I'm not sure if Zuniga in fact meant to hit Chiellini in the face or not, or whether it was just trying to keep his arms open, but he's been sent off here, Zuniga.
Well, even more disappointing end to this match for Walter Mazzarri and his men.
Here we go, we see it again. Yeah, that's an elbow to the face from Zuniga, no doubt about it. And he caught Chiellini square in the face. I mean, Chiellini's got a heck of a nose on him.
So now Zuniga will miss that important game against Lazio next week, as well as Gargano. And Napoli reduced to 10 men for the last 4 minutes plus stoppages. Here's Barzagli getting the ball to Vidal. Cáceres.
You know, this Juve team, they're a very tenacious bunch of players. They really get underneath your skin. They're very physical. They're always hunting you down. They're always, they're very niggly kind of the way they play, because they never allow you to just settle on the ball. A lot of small fouls, and that really gets under the skin of a lot of players, and Napoli have just let themselves get too involved, I feel.
Lovely work from Del Piero, still going, what a run, Del Piero! In the end, his shot is blocked by Dossena, but that's really brought the crowd to their feet. Alex Del Piero.
Well, he's still got the magic, but he should have passed it to De Ceglie, who was free on the left.
Now Campagnaro runs away from Quagliarella. Gets the ball to Zemaili. And Zemaili plays it behind Lavezzi. As Napoli's night really one to forget. They haven't been able to answer the call, the opportunity getting to them. And Juventus far too strong tonight. A brilliant second half performance, 3 goals.
Well, it's a shame for Napoli because it had gone their way. Udinese not winning, Lazio losing. It was there really for them, for the taking. Now it's going to have to be next weekend. That's going to be a real crunch game, even more so than this one possibly for Napoli in their chase for that third and final Champions League spot. They just haven't been the class Napoli side that we've often seen, and in the end they buckled in defence.
Here's Lavezzi again, finding Cavani out wide for Pandev.
I've been disappointed with Cavani, I've got to say. I haven't been too impressed with his performance this evening. He hasn't run as hard as he sometimes does, or as he usually does when he's on form. He just hasn't been very involved. We haven't seen him shoot. We only just saw that one shot this half go wide of goal. But he just hasn't stepped up, in my opinion.
Well, it's a big victory this for Juventus against a fierce rival. The history between these two teams and recent history has really gone in Napoli's favour. And last time you mentioned that Juventus won in the league was back in 2009. So it's been over 3 years in the making, this victory by Juventus. And
this was offside, so that's why the free kick in the corner for Juventus.
We're in the final minute now, waiting for the indication of stoppages. But the Juventus fans are in fine voice and fine spirit, and why why not? They now move up to, is it on the ladder? 50, they were 59, they're now at 62, just 2 points clear of AC Milan. And shall we say the run home may favour AC Milan. With
absolutely, yeah, they've got the easier fixture list on paper, but at this rate, you can't count Juve out of the title race, because they are going to give it everything. They're going to battle till the very end, that's for sure. And if Milan slip up, and I think a lot of it will come down to whether Milan progress in the Champions League or not. If they don't, then really you feel that Milan have the momentum.
Well, here's Del Piero, who teed up a shot and aimed for the top corner, but it doesn't miss by much, and he gets a big round of applause as well.
Oh, that was close. That was a Del Piero special, and just didn't come down for him.
Well, the tough games for Juventus, of course, they host both Roma teams here at the Juventus Stadium, Lazio and Roma, whereas Milan, only real tough game that they have in the next 8 matches remaining in the season could possibly be that penultimate round when they take on Inter Milan.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's
that
possible.
Could be crucial if it stays like this.
Well, here's Del Piero again, looking to get his name on the score sheet. Here's Del Piero. Del Piero makes room and shoots, but De Sanctis says no this time.
Oh, he should have had a goal, Del Piero. He just hesitated the first moment that he wanted to shoot.
Now Napoli on the break. Pandev spots the run of Cavani, but Pirlo does ever so well. And then Pandev fouls Chiellini, I think it is, lying on that. It's Bonucci lying on the floor. So free kick to Juventus. But yeah, what a crucial match that could be, of course. You know, there's plenty of time, and as you mentioned, the Champions League is a big element in this.
If Milan progress in the Champions League, then the championship could be wide open, the league, you know.
As the ball gets played inside for Quagliarella, just couldn't get the winning nod on that ball.
Because certainly the Champions League will take away both mental and physical energy from Milan. But if they go out this week against Barcelona, then I think they're clear favourites to go on to hold on to this narrow lead that they have.
Pirlo's weak shot goes straight into the arms of De Sanctis, who's been a very busy boy tonight. Plenty of saves by Morgan De Sanctis, as all eyes are on the referee now. Time ticking away. We're in the final minute of stoppages. Quagliarella, Cáceres.
And again, Antonio Conte's substitutions seem to have worked a joy this evening. He made his changes, the game changed in favour of Juventus.
Yes, but absolutely man of the match. And there's the final whistle. Juventus defeat Napoli by 3-0. All goals coming in the second half. Bonucci opened the scoring, then Vidal, and then Quagliarella scoring the third goal for Juventus. Zuniga sent off with 4 minutes to play, but what an incredible match, and a second half really to be proud of by Juventus, who moved to within 2 points of AC Milan.
Yeah, fully deserved their victory. Juventus playing an excellent second half. They did everything well. They withstood the pressure after that first goal. Once the second went in, there was no more...
Vidal, man of the match?
Yeah, I think so. Man of the match. Scored a cracking goal. Can't deny him.
Brilliant stuff. Well, thanks very much, Patrick. It's been a pleasure to bring you this match. I'll leave you, Marco Palmieri, with the final score of Juventus 3, Napoli 0.